All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Young Bo Easy. Thank you for tuning in. This is episode 2, and today we're going to talk about the players, the new acquisitions, the people that stayed, and my feelings on how this season might be turning out. All right. Now, they got us set up for 41 and a half games since we're playing a full 82 game season this year. I mean, everything is back to normal, thank God. But they got us winning 41 games, so pretty much something equivalent to last season. All right. So in the first episode, I mentioned how much I was in love with the staff, from the people of, Johnny O'Brien, Dice Yoshimoto, to up top with Leon Rose, Worldwide West, Mike Woodson, up until he got the coaching job at Indiana. And things was just, I just love it. I just love it. So the team that they put together this year, we're gonna go through their stuff from last season, their stats from last season, and moving forward, we're gonna go with my opinion on how things is moving forward for us. All right, I got some highlights playing on here. Y'all can't hear them, so that's what's dragging my attention. But let's move forward. First up, we got Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker, he averaged 31 minutes last season. I mean, 13 games out of 72, and averaged 19.3 points, 4 rebounds, close to 5 assists. My concern with Kemba, we know he could ball. Dude is crazy. It's dope to have him. I mean, I love players that want to play in the city, that want to play for the Knicks. You know, that alone just, what kind of energy they're going to come with. And then the Garden is home of putting the battery in people back. And sometimes it works against us. But, that's what we do. That's what the Garden is all about. And him being a hometown kid coming from the Bronx, I think that's going to be really, really dope. So my concern for him is staying healthy. If he stays healthy, one, he wouldn't even have to play over 30 minutes on the regular. That's if he's hot, we could keep him going. But, with the rest of the depth, I'm not going to mention names as of now, but, if you're a real Knicks fan, you know what I'm talking about. Well, around 24 to 27 minutes a game, I feel like Kemba could be really, really effective. That could be something that's, with us having playoff hopes, especially during the season, 24 to 27 minutes could really be easy on his knees. Seeing he's not the oldest cat in the league, but he's getting up there. So we want to save him a little more for the playoffs to really throw our best punches when it comes that time. We got up next is someone who could be his backup. Is Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose stayed. He signed that new contract for 3 years. I believe it was. Derrick Rose is pretty much the same thing. Derrick Rose is trying to let's get him to stay healthy. I mean, I'm hoping he stay healthy. Same thing, coming off the bench, 24 to 27 minutes. They split that right down the middle. If one of them is hot, I'm guessing you're gonna play one longer. Maybe they'll play the field together, and I mean, maybe we play a little small ball. We got some teams that can't guard us. I mean, and we play a little small ball and we keep it going. And I mean, D Rose is in there, Kemba is in there. It should be interesting. But moving forward, I got a little more that I want to say about that. But moving forward, with the next person, we got Evan Fournier. Evan Fournier played 26 games in Orlando, 16 in Boston at the end of the season, and I believe the rest was about injuries. I mean, he played basically he averaged about 30 minutes a game, which isn't bad. He also isn't the oldest dude in the league, but he's, I'm not mistaken, he's probably like high 20s. But nonetheless, he averaged 19.7 points, which is why he could get a nice contract like that. 2.9 rebounds, 3.7 assists. And in Boston, he averaged 13 points, 3.3 rebounds, and 3 assists. 46% in Orlando, 44% in Boston. Close to 45. which is very, very, very efficient. I love it. I love the pickup. Personally, starting, us Knicks fans like to be dreamers sometimes. I wanted somebody like a Gary Trent, but I knew he wouldn't necessarily leave. They was going to throw the bag at him. Um, uh, but this is a nice, really, really, really nice. I don't think this is settling at all. I think like he's really, really effective. I like Fournier a lot, and I think he helps everybody else as far as the playing style goes compared to last year. You know what I'm saying? We can move the ball around a little more, and it's not too many people you could double. I mean, you scared to double us. I feel like this season is going to be a little more different. We're not just going. It's not going to be one double team and the rest of the team is crippled. It's not going. We now in that type of time. You understand? You're gonna have to guard us. I mean, but moving forward, we got the leader of the team. We got Julius Randle. 71 games last season. One of the league leaders in minutes. Something that he's proved that he's conditioned, but I don't want to see him necessarily play too many minutes. Something kind of like the Kemba. Granted, he can, but at the same time, we want to throw our best punches in the playoffs, and I feel like we in a position to have him play less minutes. But that's something I'm also going to speak on moving forward. Julius Randle, 24.1 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, shooting 45.6%. I mean, so like I said, for him, my concerns is too many minutes. He played too many minutes last year. Him and RJ Barrett. Uh, they probably both was one of the leading the league. Not one and two, but they was definitely up there. Played too many minutes. Granted, they're young, but at the same time, we want to throw our best punches in the playoffs. And, we really, really hopeful for that this year. Moving forward, we got RJ Barrett, 72 games, just one more than Julius. Same type of minutes, man. It's ridiculous. Like, so 17.6 points, career high for him. All career numbers, I believe. 5.8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 35 minutes. 35 minutes throughout the season. You average 35 minutes in 72 games. That's a lot. That's a lot of. Granted, he's young. He's probably just turned 21. No older than that. I mean, he's young. He could take that toll. I mean, but if you could sit him, let's sit him, and at the same time, you could just throw him in there if we really need him. You know what I mean? But I feel like we wasn't in the position to really sit him too many times, and that's why he was playing so many minutes. But I feel like for RJ Barrett, my really really hopeful scenario is he turns into something close to a star. He turns into that next 3-and-D star. You know what I mean? Because you got Kemba playing the point, you got Fournier playing the two. We need RJ Barrett to be that next 3-and-D star. You know what I'm saying? Like the next on some Jimmy Butler time. And I feel like he could do that because now he doesn't have to put the ball on the floor as much. His 3-point shot elevated like crazy last season, so he could stick with that, be in the corner, knock down these shots, and get more shots because he doesn't have to create them for himself. But that's something I want him to do also. Him and Julius, that right hand, we need you to be able to penetrate to the basket with the right hand. Like it's it's just so important. We need it. Like you got to give them different. You got to throw different things at these teams, at these squads. You know what I'm saying? If we going left, it's just for 48 minutes you're going left. It's not hard. After the first 20 minutes, it's like I know what he's doing. It's gonna be much easier. So we need these dudes to incorporate a right hand, and hopefully that's something that they're working on in the off season. I've been seeing highlights, but I ain't been seeing like me personally from the highlights that I've been seeing of their practices or their gym runs and all that stuff. Besides one that I could think of with RJ, I'm not seeing too many right hands. You know what I'm saying? And we finishing. We at the basket and we lay the baby. I'm not seeing too many of those. And that's what I want on a personal level moving forward for them, because it'll just open up their game much more. It'll be for Julius. It just, how could you guard this man if he's going right, and he could take you from the 3-point line to the basket with the right hand. If he could do that, the game just opens up for him ridiculously. He could probably add another 2 to 3 points to his average with that. And I could easily see that for him. But with RJ, it's that same thing. I feel like he could be that new 3-and-D threat on some Jimmy Butler time. Maybe not scoring average the same as Jimmy Butler, but I feel like he could touch that 19, 20 points. Would he have to with this squad that we got? Which I'm very happy to say, probably not. But I feel like that's something. Why limit yourself? If you could get the bucket, get the bucket. Moving forward, we got one of the rookies, Deuce Miles McBride. We're gonna go through his summer league stats. 6 games, 15.2 points, 3.5 rebounds and assists in 28 minutes. Shooting 50% from deep on 6 attempts. 50% from deep on 6 attempts a game, and 53% from the field. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, this is, granted, but at the same time, it's 6 games. If this was 2 games and somebody had these type of stats, it's like, all right, cool. Like, he just had a hot week. 6 games. But at the same time, we're talking about summer league dudes that's trying out. At the same time, not every rookie that was picked in the first round or second round was shooting like this. So this is something that you could be really, really hopeful for. He was one of the leaders in the teams with steals. He shoots efficiently. He takes good shots. He don't take the worst shots for a rookie. He's poised. His defense, man, he's relentless. Like, I love this dude. I really, really love this dude. I mean, and the hair is just another accessory. I don't know, they might have to start doing something in the crowd with the hair. I mean, to emulate it. And I feel like the Garden's gonna love him. The Garden's gonna love him, the energy that he brings. My thing is he gonna see the floor? The way these dudes is playing, I feel like they have to. But how do you incorporate it? You know what I'm saying? But that's something I'm also gonna speak on moving forward. Next, we got Quentin Grimes, another rookie. 6 games, 15.3 points, 6.3 rebounds, and 3 assists in 32 minutes. He led the team as far as the summer league goes. Shooting 40% from deep on 3.7 attempts and 41.6% from the field. He had a slow start. I think the first 2, 3 games, real slow start. You like, it's kind of like last year where the second round is looking better than the first rounder. Very slow start. But then you started seeing like flashes. It's like, oh, all right. Like the first couple games, the jumper from outside was like short. It was short. It was short. I mean, I feel like, them practices coming into the, I believe, third, fourth game, it's a little more arc to it. And I'm saying that 3-point line is, you're getting accustomed to it. And man, he just started going bananas. Him and Miles it was just really, really entertaining to watch. If you watch that summer league, squad, it's it makes you really, really hopeful for the future. And these two dudes and same with him. He plays defense. The rebounding, man, he's averaging 6 boards. He's not scared to go over there. I mean, tower with the towers and crash. I mean, he'll play defense and he could create his own shot. Granted, it's not perfect. I believe going to the left, he's a little hesitant, but at the same time, man, dude is, for a first year, for a rookie, is somebody I want to see on the floor. But at the same time, with the depth that we got, which is, I keep saying I'm gonna speak on that moving forward. Is he gonna get playing time? It's just another one of those situations. But this is a great addition that we got, and I love the way the staff is moving, man. This staff is just, I'm ecstatic. I love these guys. Uh, I can't say enough about these dudes. So, but like, hey, moving forward. Next, we got another rookie, Jericho Sims. This dude is in 5 games, 8.2 points and rebounds, 8.2 rebounds, 3.5 assists in 28 minutes. Dude, man, he all right. So for me, he had nice post moves. He's a freak athlete. And last, he made me give Mitch Robinson the side eye. Like I'm looking at Mitch like, man, stop playing. Like stop playing. You know what I'm saying? But Jericho, man, he's like this dude is jumping out the gym. He's jumping out the gym. I feel like he's like Mitch coming in, but he's a little more. One, he's stronger. I feel like he's stronger off the rip. Ain't even. I feel like he's stronger off the rip. Post moves is a little more. He's raw, but at the same time, it's a little more fluid compared to Mitch. Mitch is from the family of the DeAndre Jordans and the Tyson Chandlers and all that stuff. It was face up, and I'm gonna go to the rim, throw me up. I'm slamming it. This dude is willing to put the ball on the floor, post up, throw a little hook. Things we probably some of us want to see from Mitch. He's making me give Mitch the side eye. Jericho Sims is a great asset to the squad. Will he see playing time? If things is trending the way it has been, yes, he definitely will because I feel like Taj Gibson is just going to be the veteran over there that's just going to be helping these dudes get a little more seasoned as the year goes by. But at the same time, you're gonna have to throw, and I mean Taj in there. I'm saying, AKA Mr. Four Green Lane. I mean, but I like Jericho Sims, another asset that I like. I really really like to do, and he averaged a block legit. So, and that's in the 28 minutes that he played. So you got to definitely throw that in there. He plays defense. He can sky towards the rim, like, and he's willing to put the ball on the floor. So it makes you hopeful for the future that this dude could have a little post game. And who knows? Will he be stepping out there for a little 15-footer in the next 2 years? Who knows? But this dude just has the type of intangibles that makes me hopeful. Like he's willing to work. Like he's a worker. All three of them, as far as the rookie goes. All right. So now we're gonna move forward to. I mean, we in the young section right now. We with the young guys. Obi Toppin, man, man. Listen, listen, man. This was. I'm gonna be honest. Before the year started, 2021 started, I was mad. I was mad with Julius Randle. I was sick. The turnovers, the Beyblade they was calling them and all that stuff. Beyblade Randle, spin turnover, like it was too much, man. And I'm like, yo, I'm over it. I didn't see all this coming, so I had to apologize to the man. But I actually got the draft pick that I wanted, and that was Obi Toppin. Now, because Randall was balling so much, we didn't get to see too much of Obi Toppin. Last year's stats: 11 minutes, 4.1 points, 2.2 rebounds, shooting 50%. It's alright, you know what I mean? It's alright for 11 minutes. It's cool. You doing something productive. So I mean, the way that translated, it was hard. Preseason had some flashes, and we like, all right, we know a little bit of what we're getting. Season was gradually going. You see some flashes, but it was hard for him. I mean, that rookie slump was hitting Obi crazy. Plus, he didn't have a lot of minutes to show what was, you know what I mean, what he could really do because Julius Randle was just on another level. But as the season was ending and then even towards playoffs, you see that this was a dude that you could most likely depend on. You like, all right, I want to see more of my boy. He, you know what I mean, we need to see it. Like, we got to see something. Summer League. Summer League, he plays 6 games. 21 points, 8.3 rebounds, 1.3 steals, shooting 34% from deep and 45% from the field. Now, I'm a vouch for him with the 34% from deep. You know what I mean? And this is 6 shots a game from deep. One, maybe some people would think that's too many for him. When you're playing that many minutes, I'm good with like 4. If you hot, keep going. I'm comfortable with Obi that way. I feel like the 34% was a lot of times he would go, he's unsettled, he just wants to get the shot over the defender, and then sometimes it would be the air ball or whatnot. But when he was settled and in the jump shot, the form was there, and he completely went through his what's the word I'm looking for? And he completely went through his progression. He was sinking it. It was a good looking shot, and even when he missed it, I was comfortable with that. I want to see you take those shots. But he really looked like the leader of that summer league team. He was on a level that we really, really wanted to see. He didn't go over there and it was like, I got 12 points for you. He was averaging 20 plus. That's what we wanted to see from Obi. And that's what we want to see to like make Tibbs sit there and be like, man, I got to get this dude on the court. I got to get this dude on the court somehow. So we're gonna have to find a way to put him and Jules on the court at the same time, and play some small ball against people and we'll see if it could work out. We'll see. But Obi, man, I really really loved what I saw from Obi, and I'm sure a lot of Knicks fans agree with me. It was really really dope to see Obi in that lighting, and I'm hopeful for him moving forward. I think this season is gonna be dope. He's definitely got a spot in the rotation. He could be the reason why Randall don't got to play those minutes, man. You could take 5 minutes off of Randall at least. Give Obi 16 to 18, and if he's hot and we up, let him play. Let him play. Let's see what he could do, and I feel like he's gonna deliver. I feel like he's gonna deliver. I feel like the confidence was much better, and even if you see some highlights of what he's doing over the summer, you really really see in that comparison that they was giving him since he was in college, which is Amari Stoudemire, and he literally fits that mold perfectly. Like it's ridiculous. So I mean, clearly you can see Obi is one of my favorite players on the squad because I'm sticking to his topic so much. But he's such a crazy piece to this squad because he could take minutes off of Randall, Randall's already shooting efficiently. If you could take some minutes off of him at the same time, it still looks good because I know he's going to shoot efficiently. He doesn't have to take shots while he's exhausted. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't have anybody trusted. So if Obi could prove that he trusts, if Obi could prove to Tibbs that he's somebody you could trust, man, that's just going to free up the game a lot for us as a team. It's going to help Obi out, and it's going to help Randall out. You know what I'm saying? And it's a great look. It's a great look. So Obi is really a huge X factor this season going in. But I'm hopeful. I'm very optimistic of what he could do for us. And I love it. I love it. But moving forward, we got none other than Mitch Robinson. Mitch Robinson, man. I'm borderline. I love the guy, but I'm borderline over it. I'm borderline over it, man. And he was at a certain point he was out for maybe a month and a half, maybe longer. Came in, probably played a game, and was gone for the rest of the season. It's just it's it's hard, man. It's hard. But when he's on the floor, man, he's I'm not going to drown you with the plus minuses and all that stuff. Like, but we do better defensively when he's on the floor. But his post defense, whew, man, some people be carving him up, man. Some people be eating him up. Pause, man. But it's just even from the preseason games, Andre Drummond was eating his food. People like Demontis Sabonis eating his food. You know what I'm saying? These dudes that's Drummond is not necessarily Drummond is the weight. Drummond probably got him about like 50 pounds. That was Drummond's reason for putting him in the basket so much. But these dudes that's in the post, that work in the post, like a Jokic, a Demontis Sabonis, an Embiid, these dudes is eating his food. So the positives is he put 30 pounds of muscle on. So now you got a little weight to battle it out with these dudes. All right, we know you mobile and all that stuff. It's just the injuries. You gotta stay on the court, man. You gotta stay on the court, and I want to see him on the court, man, because that just gives us way more depth, man. But at the same time, man, Jericho Sims got me giving him the side eye. Like it's just if you drop the ball, this dude might come and take what's yours, and I don't think he's letting it go. I think he's just one of those type of dudes. Like he reminds me of like a Jackson Hayes, but at the same time, he could put the ball in the hoop a little better than him, personally. So Mitch, 31 games last year out of the 72. You see how much we miss him. Think of how a lot of games was different, let alone the playoffs. Maybe we still lose the series, but we look much better in that pick and roll defense with Mitch having his hand up instead of Taj Gibson, who's only a couple inches tall, maybe 6, 7 inches taller than, I mean, Trae Young when he's penetrating into the paint. You got Mitch in there with his hand up, man. Mitch with his hand down is a foot taller than Trae Young. He put his hand up. We got a whole different story. But you see how much we missed him. So I want him on the floor. But dude got me giving him the side eye. Nonetheless, 31 games last year, 8.3 points, 8.1 rebounds, 65% from the field in 28 minutes. He's looking injury prone, but I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm really gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because at the same time I don't even want to speak it into existence. If this dude is healthy, he could, bro. Like Jared Allen. Jared Allen is better than him. Granted, Jared Allen just got like 100+ mil. He could lock up he could lock up some bread. You know what I'm saying? You could get paid. A lot of people looking at you like you just here for the bread anyway. But at the same time, if he's healthy and he's really, really balling, and you one of these dudes who's averaging close to 3 blocks a game, is you force them to give you bread. You forcing them to give you bread. You know what I'm saying? And what that could just do for the team, I mean, putting the bread aside is just really, really, it's imperative, man. It's just he's another important piece because if he drops the ball and he gets into that injury stuff, cool. Jericho Sims got me giving him the side eye, but it's not for this year. It's moving forward. I'm not sure what type of he might have his. I mean, he might be getting a chef special all season. if it's to that, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people gonna be cooking the rookie up, so it's not something that I want to see. But when I speak of Jericho giving him the side eye, it's something for the future because I don't think Jericho will be able to deliver right away. All right, so that's my opinion there with the Mitch Robinson um, stuff that's been going on, and this season I'm hopeful that he stays away from injuries, but we'll see. Only time will tell. Next, we got my man IQ. You know what I mean? Emmanuel quickly. 64 games, 11.4 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, in 19.4 minutes, shooting 40% from deep. I mean, shooting 40% from the field. I apologize. In his rookie season, IQ was one of the. He was looking like he is one of the steals of last year's draft with ease. With ease. He, when he from preseason all the way, he had his rookie slump. Sometimes we like, yo, put Quick in the game, and it just didn't turn out, how everybody would like it. The situation for Quick, I like it. He's been working on his game, uh, getting stronger. He looks much stronger. I feel like that's something that's battling with these defenders that's putting a body on you. That's something that's halted him a little bit in that first season, but now putting a little muscle on, being able to give these dudes a little oomph. I mean, and then get into your, you know, little shifty moves, get to the basket, throw your little floater up. And then, of course, you got that 3-point game. But we're going to go into his summer league stats. 5 games, 20.8 points, 3.9 rebounds, 3.6 assists in 34 minutes. Shot 34% from the field and 24% from deep on 10 shots. I feel like it's a high clip of shots. The thing with Quick, the excuse I can give him is when he's off, he's off. So when he was off during the summer league games, he was off, which is why you see low shooting numbers than you want to see. You definitely 34% is, you want to see him go towards the 39 at least. 24 from deep is just ridiculous. But he was shooting a high clip of shots. Like I said, he was averaging 10 shots from deep a game. He's like Steph Curry. It's just the results is just not the same. Granted, I want him to take these shots. Maybe not 10, but I want him to take like 6. Like I want you to take these shots. I don't want him to be hesitant at all. Quick is a firecracker. He gets going and it's just, and where he's taking shots from, he's bringing defenders out. You gotta guard it. You gotta guard it. In the season, he shot 40%. So don't even count on it being low shooting numbers like this. Because one, it's a summer league squad. He had to take way more shots. He was one of the leaders. I would say Obi was the leader, but at the same time, Quick was a great number 2 for him. And then you throw Miles and Miles and Deuce, same person. Miles and Grimes in there. It was just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But when everybody got going, I just think with Quick, him not needing to take so many shots because of the depth of our team. But when you win there, take them shots. Take them shots. We want you to take them shots. You open, that's your shot, take it. You get open in the paint, that floater, take that shot. I don't care. Take the shot. That's my thing with Quick. So I'm not these field goal numbers don't really scare me too much because he's not going to have to take as many shots. 10 shots, for what? Or if you round up 4 to 6 clip and you get in maybe 18 minutes, that's cool. I'm good with that. And this is just strictly from deep. You could take your shots in the paint, take your floaters, do whatever you got to do to and I mean affect the squad. But at the same time, these shots from deep, 3, 4 to 6. I mean, threes, the sixes. When you actually making these. But 3 to 4 is my clip. I would want him to shoot that definite every time he gets in the game. Take your shots. If they leaving you open, take your shots. Next, we got a great, phenomenal role player in Alec Burks. We got to sign him to a new contract also. 49 games last year. 12.7 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 2.2 assists in 25.6 minutes. Shooting 42% from the field and 41.5% from deep. One, he doesn't even need to play these many minutes coming into this season coming up because of our depth. But Alec Burks is one of those dudes who is he's very, very dependable. He's one of the I'm not gonna say Lou Will, but he's sort of Lou Will is more of a firecracker. He's more of somebody who would just go bananas, but he's more of you got the Lou Wills, you got the J.R. Smiths, you got the people that just go off. But then he's more of a stable version. Like he's more of a stable version of these guys. He could go off, but he's much more stable and under control with his. So I really, really love Alec Burks, and I love that we got to keep him on the squad. To have a player like this on the bench for us is, man, it's great. Somebody averaging 13 points on the bench. Like we had multiple people averaging double figures off the bench. You know what I'm saying? And that's really, really dope. That's really, really dope. Alec Burks is somebody that I can't even say too much about. He's just that great role player that you really want on your squad, and I'm glad we got him. He's gonna really make it hard on teams to just double one player, no matter how hot he is. I'm saying he's liable to hit that corner shot. He can go to the paint. He can score from anywhere on the court. So you love a guy like that. He could even play some point guard. He could run the floor for you. Granted, we don't need that. I'm saying just take your shots on the wing corner, get in the paint, do what you got to do. But Alec Burks is definitely a player that I love, and I'm glad we got him, and I'm glad we got to keep him. I'm happy he got a new contract also. So, he was what they call a journeyman, being effective everywhere he went. Everywhere he went. So for him to have a little place to stay for a little while and for it to be with us, I'm definitely happy about that. Moving forward, we got Nerlens Noel. Nerlens Noel played 64 games last year, 5.1 points, 6.4 rebounds, and 0.7 assists in 24 and a half minutes with 2.2 blocks. And got paid. He got paid. Averaging 5 points and 6 boards, man. But you got those blocks in there. He gets close to 2.5 blocks. So this is my hopes for Mitch. You can get paid. A lot of people looking at you like, yo, we think you just here for the bread now. And you skipping out on college and just wanting to just train on your own is another reason why people think stuff like that. So it's just, this is the type of thing that gets me hopeful for Mitch. He played 24 in close to 24 and a half minutes, which is pretty much half of a basketball game, 2 quarters. If him and Mitch is splitting that evenly and they both healthy, man, that paint, even floaters, man, it's not easy to throw floaters in there, man. We punching it. We punching it. As a collective, y'all could average 4 blocks. Minimum. So Nerlens Noel, man, that's another piece that I'm happy he got his contract. It's lower than, he had a whole situation that I'm not going to talk about on this podcast, but it is he got paid. He got something for his struggles, and he's going through a little something to possibly get more of what he feel he was owed. Now we got some other people. We got Luka Vildoza, who probably won't see the court. We got Rokas Jokubitis, who's an overseas cat. Was looking scary at first, like the nerves was with him. Not in a disrespectful way, but I'm just, he looked nervous first couple games, but then he, started getting the rhythm, and you start to see a little potential, a little Dragic in there. Like that's who I was seeing, lefty, smooth lefty, and you start to see Dragic, his IQ. These foreign players, man, they typically got that IQ, and that's something that I'm seeing with Rokas Jokubitis, and I really like that. We got Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox then went through some struggles, man. It's been hard for Kevin Knox. So, and with the people that we got on the squad right now, I don't know where he fits. I don't know if he stays. I like Kevin Knox a lot. I'm one of those hopeful people. I was big on Frank Ntilikina. I'm just like, let these dudes go. But a lot of these dudes wasn't getting chances, and we was at a certain point we was losing games. So it's like you could give these dudes their chances. Like I don't see why not. Throw them in the game. Let them. You got to throw them in the fire sometimes, like, and just see what they could do. He was looking good in the preseason, knocking down his shots at a high clip. Like he was hot, but just couldn't find minutes during the regular season. It was just it's been a struggle for Kevin Knox for years. They saying his confidence just went away, and for that to be going on, and then now you got cats like Alec Burks on the squad, who's not about to play them games. He's just not. And then RJ starting at the three, and you got dudes like Grimes, who deserve minutes because they're killing on both sides of the ball. What happens? It's just it's kind of sad, to be honest. I'm not sure what the future holds for Kevin Knox, but as of right now, he's with us. We got Dwayne Bacon. I wasn't too sure why we did that pickup. I was hearing that his best seasons was with Kemba, this, that, and the third, but at the same time with our depth, where do you fit? Also, it's just I like Bacon a lot. I'm a huge fan of Dwayne Bacon. I just don't know where he fits on the squad. We got Taj Gibson, aka Mr. Fort Green Lane. I feel like this year he's gonna be the vet. He's not gonna necessarily need to play this year unless Mitch gets hurt, and they're not trusting Jericho Sims too much. But I feel like he's gonna be that, along with Kenny Payne. You know what I'm saying, the big man whisperer. I feel like if Kenny Payne got one ear in these big men's ear, especially Jericho Sims, I feel like Taj Gibson got the other one. So I feel like that's what Taj Gibson's role is. He's gonna be definitely um, in these dudes' ear. Him and Mitch, even Nerlens throwing some advice at him because Taj is a great veteran in this league and did a lot of good things in this league. Been on some first seeded teams. We know what's up. And I feel like he's just gonna be good. He's not gonna necessarily need to see the floor too much. He's just gonna be that vet that's on the squad unless there's some injuries and we don't trust Jericho Sims on the floor just yet. We got Amir Sims and MJ Walker. Two dudes I feel like is just gonna. I feel like these dudes is for the Westchester squad. I wasn't too sure why. With the depth that we got at the big man position, why we got Amir Sims in the first place, I felt like we could have just went and switched it up for some picks. MJ Walker was MJ Walker. Pardon me. Was I like him. He's a scorer. He's a scorer. Good dude. I feel like could probably get some buckets in the NBA, but with this squad, where do you fit? Where do you fit? I feel like he's just gonna be one of those Westchester cats. As far as we go, maybe the future holds something different for him on another team. But with us, with our depth, I feel like personally we have one of the best benches in the league. I feel like we 1 through 15, we're one of the best teams in the league. Um, I just love our squad. I feel like we got depth Even the I mean, look, small forward position. We got R.J. Barrett. We got Alec Burks that could you could throw in there, and then you got Grimes. And then the two position we got Fournier. We got Quickly, and then you got to do like McBride. It's and then Kemba, Derrick Rose, and if you want to throw Luka Vildoza in there, it's just we got depth. Four position, Julius Randle, Obi Toppin, and that's probably the only position where it's just like, who else do I throw at the four? You know what I'm saying? And then the five, we got really good depth because we got Taj Gibson, we got Mitch Robinson, we got Nerlens Noel, we got Jericho Sims. So I feel like 1 through 15, we got one of the best squads. And I guess that's where Amir Sims would probably go in at that four position, that third slot for the four position. So maybe Amir Sims has he suits up. Is he getting in the game? I don't necessarily see that. I wasn't too impressed with him during the summer league, which is why some dudes I just didn't want to go through their stats because it just, it wasn't anything too crazy. I want to just really shed light on the real roster and the people that we knew was definitely going to have a spot in the rotation, or the people that I felt deserve a spot in the rotation, such as the Jericho Sims, Grimes, McBride, especially those last two. But man, it's just that's my feelings on it. My concerns on the team as a whole, like I was saying, is we one of the deepest squads, 1 through 15. Great bench. Uh, with Knicks, we've been trying to get over that hump, and I feel like now getting that 4 seed last year, I feel like we could. I feel like our defense is gonna be better, or if not better, it's gonna be the same. It's just gonna be as intense, and that's gonna win us a lot of games, even with the games that we struggle to score. So I feel like those 41 games, I feel like we could exceed that. So I feel like we could possibly exceed expectations again. We could get close to that fourth seed again. I definitely wholeheartedly believe that. You know, now we got tradable pieces. That's the thing now, because we've been trying to get over that hump to start competing with these other Eastern Conference teams that I'll mention on the next episode. But we eventually it's gonna have to happen. But now I don't want to see these dudes go. I love the people that they're looking at with these tradable pieces. You'll see Quick's name thrown in there. You're seeing Toppin's name thrown in there, and you'll probably be seeing Deuce and Grimes names thrown in there. R.J. Barrett's name been thrown in there. A few Julius Randle, stuff been thrown in there. Like, but it's just tradable pieces for a piece like you know, the big name that's been around the Knicks, floating around the Knicks is Dame Lillard. We got tradable pieces to shoot our shot now, and that's something to be happy about. Granted, but we lose depth when we make a trade like that. So what do we do as far as the future goes? What do we do? Do we stick with these guys? Do we feel like somebody's just gonna go nuts and we can stick with this team that got a bunch of hardworking role players that's gonna take us to the top on some like Denver maybe Utah maybe is a better comparison. Like one of these teams, But who knows? Who knows what the future holds? The next thing I got is who closes games. We got such depth. Who closes games? It's just too many people to go by, you know? I'm really curious to see how Tibbs put this together. We got less than a month before the season gets going. Like preseason at least, we got maybe like 3 weeks till preseason starts, and that's where we get our first glimpse of the new look New York Knicks as well as some other squads. But I'm curious to see how Tibbs puts this together. I definitely got faith in the man, but it's just at the same time, it's granted I'm not a coach. I'm not an NBA coach. This guy got the job because he You know what I mean? He knows what he's doing to some extent. But I would think that with the depth that we got, this is really, really overwhelming. How do you finish games? How do you close games? When you got Quickly, you got Derrick Rose, you got Kemba Walker, you got Obi Toppin, you got Julius Randle, you got Fournier, you got Burks, you got Mitchell Robinson, you got Nerlens Noel. Like it's just too much depth. How do you finish games? And but we'll see, man. Time will tell. This is the ending of this show. I really, really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I did. I definitely have fun going through our players, and for you guys to get my opinion on what I feel like is going with each player during the season, and or just in a general sense, and my concerns for moving forward. Uh, I'm definitely hopeful for the season. I feel like we're gonna exceed expectations. They got us for 41 games out of the 82. 500 basketball. I think we could exceed expectations again. But time will tell. All right. Listen, I'll see you on episode 3, Dime season. We're gonna show love to these other squads, and I'll give you my opinion on what I feel like they got going on next season. It's not gonna be as in depth as what was going on for this episode, but I mean, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be cool, and I hope you around to tune in. Thank you very much for choosing Knicks and Dimes for this hour. Love, gratitude, positive attitude. You know how we rocking.